I'm going to assume we're live now.
Okay.
It's always that weird lag thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if there must be a software that doesn't have this lag thing because it doesn't feel like other YouTube channel streamers deal with it.
I don't know. I don't watch streams.
I've never watched a stream in my life, so
Yeah.
but actually it went live. I just heard myself say I'm going to assume we're live now.
Okay.
So we are now live. Thank you everyone for tuning into what we believe is potentially. I heard they stream live number 13.
Lucky
Uh,
13.
Lucky 13. Woj, Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year. Um, how are your holidays?
My holidays were pretty good, you know. One second, I'm just gonna actually start recording this because I'm realizing I didn't record it yet. But don't worry, we
Hmm.
can still
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
safe, Woj. Don't worry, I'm gonna have to start all over again. Go.
All right.
Um, yeah, I had a good holiday. You know, we had people over, family over. Um, Went into town to Lauren's family member's place for New Year's and stuff, but
Nice.
very chill, very chill. How about yourself?
Man, I was very sick over the holidays and all my plans were canceled. I was in bed. I'm still not 100%. And since then I've been going to bed at like 9:30. So I don't know how long this episode's going to be. You're going to notice me yawning a lot.
Well, that's okay. You
Yeah.
know, I appreciate you being here. And you also were hardcoring it up over the holiday break.
I was hardcoring it up. I played two shows in Richmond and Wilkes-Barre. They were both good, although I had a weird meltdown at the Wilkes-Barre show afterwards. Um, Looking back, I was just being a baby. It was fine. I just wasn't happy with how I played and just with the vibe of the show, but whatever.
It's a lot build leading up to a show, and then the playing the shows like a physical drain. And so I find like, yeah, I've been on some of my worst behaviors after show in terms of like just acting a fool with my band.
I'm usually chill, but something about playing Wilkes-Barre, it's never, I wouldn't say live up to my expectations, but it's just like, I don't know. There's baggage.
Hometown shows, I get it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
always the hardest.
It's weird, man.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely can empathize, but I'm glad you played some shows, and I'm
Mhm.
happy we got like a new year in front of us. It's like really depressing news right now, so let's just focus on this bullshit.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just saw screenshots of Jim Jones and Cameron going at each other finally, and that just puts the salt on the wound of the news cycle.
This is the end of an era. It's probably the biggest news story right now. It's finally the Dipset implosion publicly happening.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's taking precedent over everything.
It's the one. It's what everyone's talking about right now. Number one story at the top of the hour.
Hmm.
Um, I think I was wanted to talk to you about that off air when I was bringing up stuff that I was trying to
Oh,
remember
okay.
to talk about. But yeah, it's certainly been a crazy year for this this everything that's happening. But one thing that I never thought I'd see happen has finally happened, which you wanted to talk about, and that was the straight ahead reunion.
Yeah, man. I mean, did you listen to any of the Hard Lore Tommy Carroll interview?
I have not. No, I've not checked it out yet.
I listened to like half of it. Like once they started getting into like Sick of It All era, I, I, I'll probably finish it, but I stopped watching it. But it was good. I mean, it's or it's not Tommy Carroll. Sorry, Craig Ahead.
Yeah, the cricket head one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because like as we talked about in the last episode, I met Craig Ahead for the first time recently, so it was interesting
I,
listening to an interview right so quick after.
I think I've talked to Craig about a Sick of It All reunion every single time I've seen him. Or sorry, a straight ahead
Straight
reunion.
ahead. Yeah.
Every single time I've seen him, since 1997.
I
And I've asked him if it
mean,
was going to happen, if he's going to reissue the record. It's like the only thing is my opening point of every conversation we have, I think.
yeah, well, it's finally happening, and I feel like I got to go to at least one of the shows. I got to see it.
Yeah, I definitely will not be going to one of those shows, but if it comes around here, I got to see it.
Yeah.
I've I think the last time I like really moshed was like Sick of It All like 15 years ago when they did the straight ahead cover and just like lost my fucking mind. Tore my winter jacket and feathers everywhere. Not, it was it was amazing. It was incredible to see that. So to see them do that song would be yeah, pretty something I never thought I'd see happen. Like that's one of the last bands that you know, I can see doing a reunion that hadn't done a reunion. So now it's here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I actually think it'll be okay. I feel like from what I could see, like Craig is like really judging from that interview, he's like really serious about like playing well and like not doing something if everyone's not up to snuff. And he said they've been rehearsing and stuff, and he said that Tommy sounded really great in rehearsal and stuff. So I feel good about it actually. I think it'll be cool.
Well, and also you and me received some accolades today. I joined the Hardcore Legends card set.
Mhm.
I think I'm card number 846, so made it eventually.
Hardcore Legends card set? What is
Yeah.
this?
You see this on Instagram ever? The hardcore
No,
did I fuck the name up? Fuck. But they do like cards of people in hardcore and then they list your stats on the back.
I never
And
saw this.
you never seen it? Like
No.
now I'm fucking maybe I'm fucking up the Instagram thing and on that I apologize here. I'm going to go check it out right now. The Instagram is at Hardcore Legends Trading Cards.
Hardcore.
And yeah, I'm number 846. It listed some really weird bands like that I did guest vocals on as some of my credits. But yeah, I'm stoked to be on it. So now I'm here. Even some bands on the back of this card that I forgot I did vocals with.
I
Like
can't find it.
you can't find this?
No.
Here, I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Oh, I found it. Okay, here we go.
So we're
What
going
the
and,
hell?
and Turn It Up Punk podcast.
Oh, wait. I have them blocked for some reason.
I thought that was gonna be what was gonna happen. I totally thought in my head this might be what happened,
I don't
but
even know why. I think it was like I think I remember like doing it like screen video recording it of me blocking it to send it to someone like
yeah,
saying like it's probably in a reaction of them making a trading card of somebody I hate or something like
yeah.
that.
Well, I'm not the only one though that got an accolade today, Woj.
Okay, who else?
Cold World is in the hard lore
Oh,
best bands of the 2000 bracket.
yeah,
Or
man.
the competition. I kind of put my money. I was talking to Chris O'Toole, who had a lot of thoughts before this episode.
I
He and
bet.
I kind of both are putting odds-on favorites that you guys go very far in this thing. If Reach the Sky doesn't beat you in the first round,
I mean, those guys have, obviously different tastes than us, different proclivities. Um, how do you feel about fucked up not being on it?
I'm fine with it. You know, like I didn't expect those guys to ever really listen to Fucked Up.
I just
You
think
know?
it's really weird. Like, I don't know.
I'm
Like,
surprised Power Trip's not on it.
they're not on it.
Apparently, I haven't done. You know, I was shocked. Bitter End's not on it. I don't believe.
Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
thought it was weird that like,
Nepsi's not on it. Mind
yeah, and
Eraser.
I said inepsy and I don't know, like I feel like if you're putting like extortion on it, like shouldn't like I don't know, like punch in the face should be on it, annihilation time, like I don't know, like I feel like they're missing the kind of deranged kind
Yeah,
of era.
yeah, definitely. Like Tear It Up's not there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, tear it up. I don't know, and like somebody brought up a good point, like Death Threat isn't on it. Like maybe they had them in the 90s because their first CD came out and then
yeah, but then
in
why
like
is Converge and Reach the Sky in the
I
2000s?
know. It's but
You know,
whatever.
it's cool. Like this is what exactly it's meant to do. It's meant to get people
Exactly.
discussing
Yeah.
it, and like
Yeah.
that's I've always, as we talked about when we did the breakdown of the last one, like I've always loved lists like this
Hmm.
because part of it is like not agreeing with it.
Yeah, and like my, if you and I were to make our own lists, like they would be looking at it, scratching their heads too, I'm sure, like so, kudos to them for like, you know, although like, look, when you read the comments, there isn't any of this. It's all, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there isn't any. That's the thing. Like we're like, oh man, it takes a lot of balls to put out. It doesn't because no one questions anything
yeah,
now.
it's a very
Yeah,
sycophantic kind of world we live in now,
yeah.
and for the
There
most
is.
part.
We're the only assholes talking like this. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's going down in a lot of group
Yeah,
chats.
yeah. It is. It is. It
It's right
is.
now, especially in our in our age bracket. I think because this is like the '90s too, I guess as well. But like this,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going down a lot of group chats.
It's really tough. Like to me, like the 2000s, like the early 2000s and the late 2000s are like such distinct different
Hmm.
eras. And same with the 90s and 80s obviously, but I guess like mixing those together is like what makes it interesting, you know what I mean? Like putting fucking Black Flag against Leeway or whatever, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like so I get it. And there's a couple weird things in the list that are missing, or I think it's weird that they put on, but that's their taste. So it's cool that they did that.
yeah, and as I say, I think you guys are going all the way. I think it's true to be
I don't
trapped
think
under ice
so.
versus Cold World
No,
finale.
I think like Trapped Under Ice and Terror, like
Terror's
you
probably going to go all the way. Actually,
yeah, yeah, it's hard to. I mean, look, they're like the penultimate, 2000s hardcore band, right? Like they really
for
paved the
that
way.
world, 100%. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, for that world. Like that's the thing. It's like also as hardcore kind of went on, there became like it kind of factioned off a lot more. You know, like we were talking about with the '90s list. Like there's none of the
hmm
fest stuff in that list because it's like just not part of the world that became this world.
yeah. It's interesting, man. So what? So after that, what is it like? The 2010s will be the next.
I guess so, which I guess would have to be Turnstile.
Yeah, I mean, what
You
who
know,
will
like
beat them out? Yeah.
it's kind of you know, it's gonna be
So for you in the 2000s bracket, for you and Chris, who took it?
personally, like
Yeah.
if I was gonna do a personal one, oh man, that's a hard
Or from their bracket, not your own, not
from their
yeah.
bracket. I would say like once again, like in terms of influence of where everything went, I would probably have mental.
Yeah, yeah. What about just like what you like the most?
Like Iron Age, probably you guys.
Hmm.
Like Sex Vid's not on it, Mind Eraser's not on it. Like those were other bands. Like those are the bands that I always kind of say. Like and once again, I'm very biased because it's my era.
Yeah, Mind Eraser isn't on it, huh?
No, but
That's
that's
kind of
like
crazy.
yeah. Like I feel like though once again, it's like I I'd be surprised if it was because like they're not really
No,
part of
man,
that
because they
world.
got shit like fucking like World Collapse on there, which I like more than 50% of the bands on there, but they haven't even played. They played like under five shows. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna have them on there, you have to have Mind Eraser on, who like influenced half of the scene. You know?
I was shocked to see Rampage on there. No disrespect, but like it was just like wow, that's like a I didn't think they'd
No,
make that
Rampage
list.
people like
I
really
love the
worship
band, but like
Rampage.
I just didn't
Yeah.
think they'd make. There was a couple bands where I was like, oh, that band. I didn't really think they had that kind of impact. But also, it's like a West Coast thing versus an East Coast thing too. Like there were a lot of West Coast bands
Yeah.
that I wouldn't have rated, but I probably didn't
Mhm.
experience them like
Yeah,
people
that's
out
the
there did.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like bands that I don't see as influential over there. I mean, is Look Back and Laugh on there?
I don't think so, but I might be mistaken.
I don't know. Like to me,
Look
like
back and laugh though. Like records I like live, they were the greatest band of the era.
Yeah, but they were hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were like like
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
there's probably I don't think World Burns to Death is on there, and they were hot. Like there's some stuff that doesn't
Yeah,
maybe
World Burns to
translate to this
Death.
era as
Yeah, but
much.
they have From Ashes Rise, they have Tragedy, they have
For Masters Rise was a
Frampton.
shock, but I think they were on J Tree, so that was kind of like the popular end of that type of music.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like, them Tragedy, they crossed over. Um Frampton,
Yeah, that's
I love Frampton, but like
that's some like internet era
yeah.
band kind of thing, like there's like yeah, that definitely like I once again like same with you. I love that band, but it feels like much in this sort of acid bath way more recently. Like these bands weren't as
Yeah.
big back then or weren't as much of a factor back
It's
then,
like
but
the
they've
the
become
kickback effect.
the kickback effect 100%. Yes. And I think that's the other thing that I think a lot of people I know that are like heated about it, about certain bands not being on it. It's because like it's very personal because it is of these people's eras, and I think
Yeah.
like when you lived through something, when you saw something, especially from geographic perspectives, it kind of changes the way you're gonna feel about it, or I don't know, experience it. Like I saw AFI in Santa Cruz one time, and then I'd seen AFI a bunch in Toronto.
Hmm.
And in Toronto, they were very much part of like sort of like the Epiphat, the more hardcore end of it, but like definitely certainly the Epiphat. And this is the early years of AFI. And then I
Hmm.
saw them in Santa Cruz, and it was like a legit hardcore band out
Yeah.
there on the West Coast. Like kids were pitting, kids were like head walking, and it was like it's like oh yeah, like geography changes everything for bands. Maybe less so now, but certainly then.
Yeah, definitely. Um yeah, I think like like we talked about this, like Lifetime would be probably like the East Coast equivalent of that.
Yeah, yeah, Lifetime or like also or reach the sky too, right? Like the records sound kind of like pop punk records, but if you saw them in Boston or that kind of area around then, it would have been like a hardcore show.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, they're melodic hardcore. I wouldn't.
But I wouldn't say I don't. I mean pop punk in the melodic hardcore sense of pop punk, not in like the
Yeah.
pejorative way of
No,
pop
no, I
punk.
know. I know. Yeah, yeah, true. True. I'm just saying they're not playing with like the queers or anything.
No, no. But Queers were a hardcore band. First couple 7 inches, those are straight up hardcore records.
And they're expensive records.
Very impossible to get. I might have seen the second one. Also, know what's crazy hard to find is their first LP, Grow Up.
Yeah.
Because I guess a lot of them got lost in a overseas shipping thing.
Oh, that's why. I never knew why. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it was pressed in England, and apparently half the shipping or something, shipment or pressing got lost.
Huh. What's the first the first 7 inch or is it the second one? It's called like I Get Kicked Out of the Weeblos or
Yeah,
something.
kicked out of the Weebelows. Yeah,
That's awesome. I love the queers, man.
yeah, great band,
Yeah.
amazing. Name doesn't age terribly well, but great band. Lyrics too for some of those songs don't age very well. But have you watched the video of the bass player getting into a fight on stage with like I guess the tour manager, and then fighting off stage, and then the tour manager coming back out with the bass and playing the bass for the rest of the set, and the song
Um,
doesn't stop. I think it's a bass player, maybe it's a guitar player, but it's if you look at Queers Fight band on the internet on
all
YouTube,
right.
I'm sure you're
Yeah,
gonna like it.
I'll have to look it up.
A classic one. I actually saw Reach the Sky at Toronto Fest in 1999 with Catharsis.
Nice.
They did not get along.
Yeah, I can imagine. Were they couldn't have been on tour, right?
No, it was a fest. It was like
Oh,
Toronto
a
Fest.
fest. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I saw both bands at the same place, separate venues. And I saw Reach the Sky also in Philly at the Stalag for the it was them in my eyes and I think 10 Yard Fight. It was my first Philly show.
They did a show in Toronto one time, and I think Fucked Up might have played it really early on, if I'm not mistaken. But they were doing another show on the tour in London, and asked for a rider in like the most basic terms of like what a rider is.
Yeah.
And the kid published it online, and Toronto fucking freaked the fuck out on some
Hmm.
like, you fucking pro corp. People lost their minds. And it was like such a basic list of requests, like that now would probably seem very, very common for a band to make of a,
Yeah.
but at that time, no, we're not even gonna give you
Yeah.
water. Bring your own water.
Things
Uh,
done changed, man.
things,
It's weird.
and now we're reflecting back on this era, and we can pit these bands against each other. I'm trying to think who else I would put on from the early 2000s.
Razzle dazzle.
Razzle Dazzle, definitely. Yeah, the Razzle Dazzle, but that's also something I think you had to experience. Maybe now because they play shows, right? Still
Yeah,
occasionally,
yeah.
but at the time it was just such a cool, weird, out there, oddball vibe to the whole thing.
Yeah. What about like My Luck?
I don't know. I don't think I ever saw them live. Oh no, I did see them live. They were good live. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they were a really good live band. Yeah. I
I'm
don't know.
trying-
I'm just trying to think of bands that got that from that era. I don't know.
yeah. Oh man, there's a bunch that I probably wouldn't put on that list too.
I
That's
mean,
something like running through my head.
I don't have major qualms with the list like I did the 90s one, you
No,
know.
no, I mean
Just
like in terms of like bands that I'm running through my head that aren't on the list that I'm like, oh,
yeah.
would they be on the list? No, they wouldn't be on the list.
Yeah,
No.
that's the thing. Like you know, whenever I come up with one, I'm like, whatever. I'm not fighting for them to be on the list.
Yeah, like was Converge on that '90s list they did?
No, and I
Uh,
asked Colin about that, and he said because to him their most important stuff is 2000s, which I disagree with,
yeah, but
but
that's the
whatever.
age divide. 100%. That's the age divide. Like, there's no
It
way
is, yeah.
someone who saw them in that '90s period would ever have that relationship to the post 2000s period. I don't think
Yeah.
because like it's just I don't know. Nostalgia is such a huge part of like what people like in music.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
But
What about I mean a local band here, Mother of Mercy, you know, like
yeah, I don't know if they make my list.
they don't make my list.
Yeah.
Like I like the, you know, I think they were good and stuff, but that, you know, in this area here, like they were big. They had
Mm.
multiple records. They were on Bridge 9, right? Like they were a big band. Like to there are bands that I would swap them out with personally that
What
are
about
on.
Northside Kings? They slayed Danzig.
That's true, but that's all I know them for.
You don't remember that song? NSK North Side, NSK North Side Kings.
No, I don't know anything about them. Like
It was
I
awesome.
I only found out about them from the Danzig fight.
They were on that Martyr Bridge 9 CD compilation that
Oh,
they
really?
did.
I never had that thing.
Okay, I had that because No Warning was on it, so I think I got it through those guys. But yeah, that's what the fun of this thing is, right? Like someone makes a list, and then you get to debate the list and be like, well, I would have done it better, and I would have done it different, and
Yeah.
that's why these things are so fun. So thank you, Hardlore, for giving us more to talk about with this thing.
Here's a question. Were Right Brigade on the 90s list?
No, but they weren't '90s at all, were they? Oh yeah, was it?
See, this is what we were talking about in the Cold World chat because the demo came out in 98, the 7-inch came out in 99, and then the LP didn't come out till
Yeah,
2001.
but
So,
time the LP came out, they were kind of like a non-factor, like the 7-inch
yeah,
and the
yeah.
yeah, you're right. The demos, like there'd be no warning, I don't think, without that Right Brigade demo.
There wouldn't be a lot of stuff without Right Brigade, in my opinion. So they need to be on one of the lists.
Yeah, I would say you're right. They'd probably be the '90s, but I don't think they were on that '90s list. Maybe they.
If they weren't, that's a big omission.
I would see us talking about them if they were.
Yeah,
86 Mentalities on that list as well,
yeah,
like
yeah.
tragedies. There's some cool like stuff that I would have
Hmm.
definitely had on my list as well. Like there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah,
Caustic Christ, I would probably maybe put on my list
yeah, yeah.
for that early 2000s period. Certainly, um, right. Some of those Chicago bands, like, is Limpress must be on there. Is Limpress on there?
I don't think they are. I mean, Crudos weren't even on the fucking
Yeah, that's
90s
true.
one.
Kudos didn't make the first one. I thought they would have corrected that with the Limpress being on this one.
Wait, let me see. Uh, I don't think so.
Yeah, I probably they would be on mine.
I'm not seeing Limp Wrist. I mean, some of these, I don't know, man.
All right. Well, let's move on to something else that you're going to have
Yeah, moving on.
questions about as well. Let's get on to the Turned Out a Punk year in review.
Yeah.
I thought we could go through some of these episodes, and if you had any thoughts, because this is actually the first year that we did this podcast too. So we've made our debut,
Yeah.
and but we didn't get in early with the Turned Out a Punk stuff. So I figure we can now go back and reflect on the year that was in Turned Out a Punk episodes. And
Okay.
I was like, this is like the biggest year ever for Turned Out a Punk. We've had some of the best guests I've ever had on. And then I went and looked at the numbers, and we're down like 100,000 listeners from 2023.
What the fuck?
There's no accounting for taste though. So
Yeah.
we will move onwards and upwards, because I feel like for me, this has been the best year for guests on Turned Out a Punk, maybe ever.
I agree, man.
Well, we're going to start it off with first one, Porcel. Purcell was the first episode of this year. A episode that I'd want to do for a very long time. He's someone that certainly has played in like a lot of my favorite bands, and someone who I thought would have a cool perspective, and was someone who's way chiller than I thought he'd be.
That was a really good episode. He's a good talker, and you could tell he's like a nice guy and stuff. I don't think I've ever met Porcel. I don't really remember anything specific about the episode though. I just remember enjoying it.
One of the big takeaways was that he's always felt that Judge was the first ever emo band.
Oh yeah, I remember him saying that. Uh, I mean, did Judge come out before like Embrace was out before Judge?
Yeah, but I think he means in terms of I think like and obviously Rites of Spring was out
Yeah,
before, but like just of the overwrought emotions of it, and also
yeah,
like
yeah,
it was like very matter of factly presented too. I always felt there was like a deep sadness to Judge, and like that was the emo part of it that I always picked up on. Like I think that was like the Youth Crew revival stuff that came out was different than that first wave of Youth Crew stuff, which felt a lot more kind of raw and exposed. Like these guys were like hurt because people weren't straight edge around them, and
and I think it was that, and it was also like I feel like Judge and Chain of Strength have songs that you think are about somebody breaking edge, but they're about like a relationship.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
You know?
exactly, and they're very like it's always like lorning for something that's gone by, and I think that second wave
Yeah,
of Youth Crew stuff was like a lot more celebratory
yeah,
about stuff, and
yeah.
that's always the distinction for me. Also told the Gigi Allen story, which is a
Oh
classic.
yeah, yeah.
For
That
him.
was cool. Yeah,
Uh,
great picture.
yeah. Next episode is Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. Used to be
Hmm.
Burn the Priest.
Burn the
Uh,
Priest. Yeah.
a lot of cool stuff in it. Like a really cool guy. I always knew he was a hardcore punk guy,
Hmm.
but never placed him in the context of being like a Comet Bus super fan.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, Burn the Priest. They like played the Stalag in West Philly and shit like that. Like, so I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, like I feel like they like a lot of bands like kind of like Crisis and those types of bands played there as well. Not English Crisis, American Crisis.
Yeah,
It kind of had that kind of metal, not metalcore in the current meaning of metalcore, but metalcore back in the day kind of meaning.
Yeah, neurosis metalcore.
Exactly. Whereas like it was interesting to hear him like talk about being like a huge Aaron Conva super fan, following him around. The guitar player in Burn the Priest took the photos of Aaron in the Pinhead Gunpowder 7-inch. Also, two of the guys in Burn the Priest played in a band that was on Skeen, Hugel, Hgal, I believe it is. So they've got like a lot more kind of leanings to that side of whatever the '90s scene was.
Yeah,
Cool dude though, super nice dude. After that was Justin from the Locusts, Justin Pearson.
great episode.
A great episode, a episode that a lot of people were very passionate about. Like a lot of
Hmm.
people got hit me up afterwards. I find that's always interesting. Is like different things these episodes draw out in other people, like things that I didn't necessarily pick up on that other people really latch onto, and things that other people like find interesting that I might have not found as interesting. And I got a lot of feedback after that episode.
He's a divisive dude. I mean, he created the Romulan look, which divided the scene. Um, you know,
It did.
you know,
People were
I
so pissed about it back in the day.
yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, there was kind of like this weird thing where like emo dudes overnight like just got like real into being like like
Sass
sexy,
or
sassy,
sassy, yeah.
sexy and all this shit. Which yeah, I don't know, it's weird because even like emo bands kind of like later on like you find out they try to do like the like indie sleaze thing like like Braid, like those dudes try to do like a electronic electro post punk kind of, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
kind of like not Gang of Four but like like that Brooklyn shit, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
Radio 4 kind of.
Yeah, that kind of, yeah, something like that, like, and it's just weird and I'm just like, no man, you guys are like supposed to just be like in your sweater vests, you know what I mean, like I don't want you thrusting your pelvis around,
Yeah, I feel like that's the natural evolution was like that scene was gonna go because a lot of people that were on that side of the hardcore divide were people that like wanted to make it, especially post Midwestern emo stuff where it basically sounded like indie rock at
Yeah,
that point. So I wasn't as surprised as stuff went on. I think with Justin though, it was very anti-commercial the whole time what he was doing,
definitely.
and it was weird when but it also he wasn't like shunning it like a lot of people would when those opportunities presented themselves, like in terms of well, going on the Jerry Springer thing is obviously something slightly different, but
Hmm.
like the Cecil B. Demented soundtrack that they were on, or the Vice stuff, and like he wasn't afraid of success as long as it was kind of on his terms. It seems
I'll say this, like, if he, I wonder what he would be like if he wasn't so good looking.
he's a pretty handsome guy. He's got a like
Cause
a
that changes shit.
he's pretty privileged.
Yeah, man. It does. It really changes shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know,
Yeah,
It's easy to be so, non-commercial and not caring about acceptance and making it, or, whatever, when, you look like the fucking, I was gonna say the Fonz. He looks more like James Dean. Like you know what I mean? Like he like dresses like the Fonz. But
you sound like me talking about the lead singer of Puffer right now.
yeah. But you know what I mean? I don't know. Like
Yeah,
it's like it changes shit.
yeah. It was a really fun conversation, and he's someone I'd never met before, and
Mm.
that's and someone that I think if I had met in a different context, maybe back in the day, I don't know if I would have gotten along with.
Yeah, I can see that.
Um, yeah, just I find that interesting too. Is like doing this podcast, different people that I'm sitting down and having this sort of conversation. Like after I'm done, I'm like, big fans of them. Whereas if I've always been a huge fan of all his music, obviously, but I
Hmm.
think in a show setting when you tend to meet people in bands, it's like not always, as we talked about earlier with ourselves, it's not always the best representation of the people.
Yeah, for sure. But above all, my favorite thing he's ever done is I love the struggle 7-inch.
I love the struggle undertow split.
Yeah.
Your religion is a lie. It's like that's so fucking sick.
Yeah. Something about the 7-inch like really hits me. But all their shit was dope.
Did I ever show you this struggle undertow split with the Winnie the Pooh cover?
Ooh, nice. Okay.
There's like a trillion pressed
Yeah,
into that
yeah.
record. Like that thing is definitely like
Yeah.
50,000 type territory. After that was Keith Freeman from Restraining Order, someone I've been on tour with. A rare younger guest on this show. I think as people notice, I tend to skew a little bit older on this
Yeah.
podcast, but I love Keith. We went on tour together, and I find he's a very old soul when it comes to this hardcore stuff.
I didn't listen to that one. I have no comment on that
I
one.
think we're gonna run into a few of those. Next up one is one I don't know if you listened to too. Kate Nash.
Did I listen to Kate Nash? I think I listened to a little bit of it.
Kate Nash was an interesting conversation. Someone who I'm a huge fan of. I like her. I like her music. Loved her on Glow. I thought she was fantastic on that show. Great actor. Uh, Years ago, and kind of moved on from this idea through meeting her, not because of a bad thing, but like celebrity crushes. She at one point was my celebrity crush. I obviously did not bring this up to her because it would be super
Hmm.
fucking awkward.
Yeah.
And like my wife, was like, okay, well, like you have your celebrity exception. This is the early 2000s when this stuff was a lot more talked about. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Kate Nash is my celebrity exception. And then I met her at a festival, and being in the room with her, I'm like, I'm never gonna have celebrity exceptions because it's super fucking weird when you meet someone and you're like,
Hmm.
what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I doing with this shit? So that was the end of my celebrity exception period in my life. I think my
Yeah.
wife's ended when her celebrity exception turned out to be a super Zionist. So we all had
Mm.
our realizations that maybe celebrity exceptions is not even a theoretically cool thing.
Yeah. My relationship, celebrity obsession is one way. She's allowed to have a couple. I'm allowed to have zero. So
That's well, but it's for the best that way. You don't want to have them because then you're gonna like one day you're gonna be in a room and have to meet this person, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck, why did I do this? It's so weird." I obviously did not tell her then. That would be we get restraining order after saying something
wait,
like
who
that.
did she play in Glow?
She was what's
Um,
his name's girlfriend.
Kate
She
Nash
had the
Glow.
accent, kind of came off Australian at times.
Oh, right. Okay, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was good in that.
she's fantastic and it's a great show. Super cool. And that episode, like anytime I have someone who's not like capital P punk, I'm
Yeah.
always like, how's this gonna go? And that was a really fun conversation. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And talked some wrestling. Got to talk a little bit of wrestling. After that was Harley Flanagan, which I think for a lot of people was one of the episodes of the year that people have written me about their favorite episodes. Yeah, like one that took me completely off guard. I had read his book when it came out, heard him on some older podcasts. Hadn't seen the documentary because the documentary wasn't out yet. Wasn't prepared for how kind of open he was
Yeah.
and emotional. And yeah, it was a really fun conversation with someone who obviously has the history that I knew it would be amazing, but just didn't know he was going to be that open to kind of talk about that stuff.
He's like he's one of a kind, man. You know what I mean? Like he's like one of those like, when they say like national treasure or whatever, like I feel like Harley's a national treasure. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know. I can't even really put it into words. You know what I mean? I mean, our people our age were, the Cro-Mags are our Beatles. You know what I mean? There's no way around it. We're fucking obsessed with them. We can't get enough of them. JJ and Harley are our Biggie and Pac. Like we're gonna be in our 60s watching YouTube conspiracy videos about those two. So like Biggie and Pac, I can't get enough.
Yeah, I think this Harley especially though because his history goes back to the very beginning of punk,
Yeah,
and so he kind of grew up in punk and in hardcore, and you kind of follow the trajectory of New York through Harley, and Harley going from this like sweet innocent, not innocent because he's growing up in New York, like hard
Mhm.
ass street kid, but like a punk kid to this like hard ass skinhead hardcore kid. It's kind of the story of what happened to New York hardcore too through that time period, and it happened to the city too. Like it kind of
Yeah,
tells the story of the city as well. And yeah, like you said, he's like a treasure. Like he's so articulate too because I guess growing up with that sort of family background, growing up with Allen Ginsberg as like a a mentor to him in a lot of ways, which also I thought was one of the most interesting parts of the episode. Was
yeah,
the Allen Ginsberg stuff in that episode and kind of confronting Allen Ginsberg's positive legacy and also the Nambla negative legacy as well. Like I felt
hmm
I had that on my list of things to talk to him about, and I'm like, there's no fucking way
hmm
I'm going to be able to ask Harley Flanagan like, were you ever fucked with by Allen Ginsberg? Like I didn't like. There's no way. But then we got there, and that was yeah, a really um, fascinating part of the conversation for me. So he's lived it all.
Do you have a stimulator 7-inch?
God, no, I wish.
Yeah, me neither.
I've seen them, I've held
Yeah,
them, but yeah, it's always that's always been a very expensive record. Like there's some records, where you're like, oh, I had a chance to buy that.
it's not like Cough Cool or Execute or anything like that, but it's getting up there as the years go by.
I'd say it's one tier down from Cough Cool. Like that thing's got to be over $1,000 now for especially one of the weirder covers.
I don't know. I feel like it's not over 1,000. I'm sure in some cases, but I see it. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
I see it
But
being 750 a few years ago, so I don't know.
yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I think that and Lexicon Devil like doubled in price like overnight,
Yeah.
like in the last few years, unfortunately. So those are two on my want list that I might not never may never get.
It's interesting how as time goes on, it's not the obscure bands that keep going up in value. It's like the
Yeah.
really popular bands or the
hmm
bands with the connections to the really popular shit that
Yeah, the
people
obscure stuff is kind of anchored.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, like, but yeah, you're right, because just because as time goes on, like those are the bands that stay on those like fucking pitchfork lists and stuff
Mhm.
like that. They get, you know, like, which is why like Rev records are so expensive now, and Misfits records are so insanely expensive.
The Rev record thing to me has always been a mystery because Warzone on Green, there's definitely stuff that's like rare,
hmm
but like Chain of Strength on Green, there's 2,000 of those.
Yeah.
That record has always been a premium priced record. And now it's
You
like,
think?
oh,
I
it's
mean,
yeah.
I remember it being like a $40, a $40 record, like
I don't
when it,
remember seeing it for 40. I remember it always being
yeah,
like 60 and then you're right. You could probably find it for 40. It's but like then there was a point where now it's like
yeah,
over like hundreds of dollars. And
yeah,
but even that being like a $40 record, given the fact there's 2,000 of them,
I know.
it's yeah, it's one of those shocking ones for me.
Yeah. The most shocking record thing to me is like certain Victory records, how expensive they are. And just on
Yeah.
black, like a Systems
Yeah.
Overload, like I got Systems Overload for like $6 used at Double Decker. Like I don't
Yeah.
have it anymore. But now Systems Overload on black is like $100.
Yeah, it's really weird. I think there's also this perception that that there were records just weren't pressed in the 90s when
Yeah.
these things there were thousands there's got to be at least 2,000 system overloads. More than that. I'd say there's got to be at least 3,000. It's Victory Records. They like kept shit in print.
Vinyl though, I don't know
There's
actually.
there's at least 4,000 of that 7-inch. that they did.
Yeah, the 7-inch for sure.
There's like the
Yeah.
green. There's like two different label colors, I think, and then there's the different cross color. They changed the cross color on the third press.
I'll say though, I remember in like 90, by like 97 though, when you were looking at a distro at a show,
Mhm.
it was a lot. It was like 80% CD boxes.
Yeah, I don't know, but like maybe just because Toronto was fucking weird.
Distros that would have like victory stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Hear what you're saying.
but like DIY distros and stuff would be mostly vinyl for sure. But they usually would have victory stuff. They would have DIY shit.
What was the last? I guess it would be the Hatebreed record, but like, what was the end of the Victory hardcore period? Like, what's the falling off point? Do you think?
The second Strife LP.
Because but the By the Grace of God 7-inch, I think, is after that, and to me, that's still they cover Plastic
No,
Bomb.
I don't think so.
I thought it was around then, at least, right?
Let's. There's only a website.
If only we could find this information out there. Actually, I could go get the Victory magazine and go through the
Yeah. I
discography
mean,
page.
the Strife LP, oh, it was 97. I guess that's earlier than I thought.
Yeah, because I think the By the Grace of God is maybe it's 97 too. There was that wave of records that said "Rest in Peace, Rabies" on the back.
Yeah. By the Grace of God is 96.
Oh wow, okay, wow,
Yeah. Their LP on Victory is 97, which like was a brick, went wood in the hood.
yeah, definitely did not do quite. But that was also in the wake of the Floor Punch stuff,
Yeah.
which
What
did
about
not.
Gamora's Season Ends? That was 90, that was 96. That was that early.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, dude, the victory era was over by 97, I guess, huh?
yeah, 97 is kind of the. But there's a hangover period, I guess, too, where like those shut down and all those bands are still touring. But also, people really, the porno movie had come out with Victory as the soundtrack music. There was a lot of ill will towards Victory Records by the,
Yeah.
the late 90s.
I would say also that second Snapcase LP, that was 97 as well. Yeah, 97 is like the hard cutoff for victory for sure.
That's also the peak, I'd say, too. Like the second Snapcase record, second Strife record, probably not the commercial peak, but like those records had a lot, Snapcase especially, a lot of hype going
Yeah,
in.
they did, but I think the hype was on the bands, not on the label. You know what I mean? I would
Mhm.
say 95, 96 was like the victory
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
peak, you know?
Yeah. They like the, was that East Coast Takeover live?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or that California Takeover live.
California takeover, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and then they start getting into like Grade and then Thursday and Taking Back Sunday stuff
Mhm.
and Earth Crisis Slither,
Yeah.
which yeah, there's
That was on Victory?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
maybe just the vinyl.
Yeah, I always thought it was like a major label or Century Media or something like that.
Maybe it was just the vinyl.
Okay.
No, it's all on Victory.
Oh,
Yeah, that was probably their last record on Victory
yeah, yeah.
before the jump. But that was Harley,
Yep.
that episode. After Harley, there was what's the next one? Jim Ward. No, Frank Black. Man, Harley into Frank
Yes.
Black. That was a good couple
That's
weeks.
crazy. Yeah.
The Frank Black episode will probably be my favorite to do with this year because I had to talk very little and
Mhm.
just watch him smoke weed and just chat to me. I don't know if I told this on the show, but I'd met him 3 times, and the first time I met him, I talked about that with him on the show. He was the coolest dude ever. The second time I met him was when I was doing that TV show at Much Music, and it
Mhm.
was the worst fucking interview I've done in my life. Like I've never had people just sandbag me so hard in the interview like the
Oh
Pixies did.
shit.
And so I kind of went into this interview. Like I was talking to Tristan beforehand, being like, this is going to be brutal, dude.
Mm.
He might just sandbag me. Like he might just be bad at interviews. But He came in ready to talk that time.
Yeah, he was good. Um, do you I feel like Headache is like the ultimate indie rock song.
Damn. Yeah, that's a
Ultimate just meaning like it's just kind of like ubiquitous. Like it's like it was like such a hit and it like doesn't even really get spoken about,
no.
but that's why it's ubiquitous and it's just kind of like the ultimate like college indie rock like hit song, you know what I mean?
And the video was definitely like the Wedge 120 minutes kind of staple, like the weird
Yeah.
surreal quality to the whole thing. And I think if I'm going to go though, my favorite Frank Black songs of all time, I think my number one, and I know this is like ridiculous, but I think Men in Black. I listen to that song all the fucking time. I think it's
I
like one of
don't
the greatest rock songs ever.
what album is that on?
The one after
Okay,
Cult
yeah.
of Ray, I think it is, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
um, which it had a video for it too, and they definitely went for it with that song. And
Yeah.
maybe once again, it's my nostalgia playing into it because I heard that at a pivotal time in my life. But holy shit, I listen to that song all the time.
I'm gonna have to revisit it. I'm a Headache guy, but I remember the Men in Black video when I was a kid, but I have to re-listen to that.
I didn't get a chance to ask him because I didn't get a chance to ask any questions in this episode. But
Yeah.
one of the questions I had was if that song was inspired by the comic book Men in Black,
Mm.
which was on Epic Comics,
Yes, it
the
was.
Marvel subsidiary, a
Yeah.
very obscure Marvel book.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I was like, hey, he must be a comic book fan. So I wonder if he read that, and that was the inspiration. Obviously, I know Men in
Maybe, but
Black being a larger thing, but
yeah, because yeah, it refers to other stuff too, right? So, but I don't know.
and then also I love, but this isn't technically one of his songs, but his performance on Chinese Fire Drill by Mike Watt on Ball Auger Tugboat. Whew,
I
monster
don't know.
jam.
I don't know that one.
It's a killer track.
Okay.
It's a good one. Um, After that, I think who's after Frank Black? He was also someone that a lot of people behind the scenes questioned whether or not he would be able to hang on the show in terms of punk knowledge, which
Hmm.
I don't really think is ever a factor on Turned Out a Punk. You know, as long as someone's
Yeah.
able to like just go, I can make it work.
It's like about your relationship with punk. It's not about how much you know about it, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly, exactly. It's like, man, okay. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm trying to go through this list in front of me of which episodes which. I think I'm all over the place because I think I've already fucked up the order of who was on the show when. But next up, I think oh yeah, it was the Bill Bartell episode, which I don't know if you listened to that one with Dave Markey, who directed 1991 The Year Punk Broke, the
I
Sonic
don't
Youth
remember if I
Nirvana
listened
film.
to I don't remember if I listened to it actually.
And Jordan Schwartz, and they used to do We Got Power fanzine
Hmm.
and the We Got Power comp on Mystic Records, which was the first hardcore record that Mystic put out. Um, a wild show, but a lot of the conversation centers around Bill Bartell and this documentary that they had done about Bill Bartell, The Secret Lives of Bill Bartell. And honestly, that dude Woj is the Rosetta Stone for like 90s cool West Coast culture. 80s too.
Hmm.
But he's the guy who first reissues the Os Mutantes record. He brings Shonen Knife to America for the first time. He's the reason that Billy Idol got signed by his manager, who ultimately launched him as a star. Like
Yeah.
just this crazy Machiavellian guy who's behind the scenes, you know, be in so like Courtney Love, super tight with Courtney Love for a while too.
Hmm.
A really interesting guy. And that episode I strongly recommend. One that like yeah, it's not quite like Billy Idol or anything, but at the same time, like there's a lot of good stories. Great story. One of the best stories is about how him and Thurston Moore used to hang out at the SST record store and wrote that song on Experimental Jet Set Trash No Star about SST records.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then after they left, Pat Smear got a call
Hmm.
from Kurt Cobain asking him to join Nirvana. And that was because Kurt Cobain had heard the story about the Red Hot Chili Peppers calling him and
Chili
asking
peppers,
him,
yeah.
and him saying no. So,
That's awesome.
also a great story about him freaking out Beck when Beck was high on acid and really fucking with him. After that was Billy Idol, which a rare time that I was completely starstruck at the start of an
Yeah.
episode. Like when he came on that screen, I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm talking to this dude." And cool
This
dude.
was, yeah, I mean, that I love that episode. And this, I think right after that we started this, right? Because I
I
think that
think so.
was, yeah.
Yep, that's right. Right after that, we no, maybe we didn't right after that. I think it would have been a little bit later in the year.
I remember us talking about it.
I
So
think we talked about
maybe,
it a lot off air,
yeah.
off microphone too.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah.
And then after that was Jensen Ward from Iron Lung,
Hmm.
which maybe we had started because I remember us talking about that on the show
Yeah.
as well. Iron Lung, a incredible band,
Mhm.
and Iron Lung Records, a hugely important record label in the last decade plus of 2 decades. And yeah, someone was really cool to get on the show. Finally got to address the Gob versus Gob beef, which
Yeah.
divided our country long before the current divide is in our country. As amazing also how many people are still really on one side or the other when it comes to that thing.
Trying to remember anything about the Jensen Ward. Yeah, I remember like him talking like like saying how he was so not ostracized, but it was just like the Victory era, when Victory era kind of like started, how put off he was by it and stuff like that. And that was pretty interesting.
I like that. It was also interesting the beefs between the victory kind of hardcore kids and then the sort of fall silent
Yeah.
type hardcore kids that he was more in line with. And yeah, it's interesting. It's funny because at like one point all those people would have been at the same shows and in the same bands,
Hmm.
but you fast forward a few years and it was like a big divide in hardcore.
Definitely.
And I think that divide's still there, right? Like,
I always wonder, like, you know, because when I think of like East Coast and that divide, there was kind of like the more DIY side of hardcore, which to me like included, there was a straight edge element and there was an emo element, and I would say like power violence fans, and a lot is under that umbrella to me, you know. And then there was like more like the Victory kind of mainstream hardcore crowd, and then like the tough guy crowd. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I wonder like where he was at, and like other places like the Midwest and LA, if it was just two things. If the Victory and the tough guy thing were under the same umbrella.
Yeah, like I guess there were tough guy sounding bands on the West Coast back then,
Yeah.
but you don't really, I can't like, I guess Downset, the Hoods,
Yeah.
but it feels like it's different, the makeup of stuff, right? Like as we talked about before, power
Yeah.
violence and the kind of that stuff's like a lot harder people involved in the scene out on the West Coast than
Yeah, I don't
here.
know. I just think of like, especially here, this pocket where you have like PA, Connecticut, and New York, and maybe a little bit of Boston, the whole
And New
tough guy.
Jersey, yeah.
Yeah, New Jersey, obviously. Like, yeah, that kind of tough guy beat down thing was its own thing. And like there was a little bit of crossover there with Victory, probably, I guess, but not really. You know what I mean?
A little, yeah, it's maybe with Hatebreed era, like towards
Yeah,
the end of
yeah.
that, there was like a little bit more crossover between that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's a little bit also crossover between like the DIY scene and that world because of Hatebreed as well. Um,
Maybe, yeah,
and
yeah.
especially in the beginning of Hatebreed, I guess pre-victory era of Hatebreed.
Hmm.
But there's also like in some places where shows were so small, all this stuff kind of bled
Yeah,
together. Like Toronto was pretty small for hardcore in general.
right.
So you would have all these shows kind of interacting with each other and right beside each other.
Yeah.
You know, there'd just be like weird, weird bills sometimes, or bands would make it onto these things. So yeah, like I don't know, like there are those like I guess now the tough guy and the victory scene have just merged into sort of like that broadly termed commercial hardcore scene.
Yeah.
And
I, what like in to here in PA and this like tri-state area, it was easy to separate because victory victory and tough guy stuff were at clubs. Everything else were in DIY
mhm.
spaces and like fire halls and stuff. So, those people didn't really cross over for the most part, you
Also the
know.
tough guy scene was like the reason it always felt like it needed to be in a bar is because like no one was straight edge at all in that side of it. Like it was like very much the scene where you'd see the guys in the bands drinking beers before the show, which
Mhm.
was a real rarity.
Yeah.
Certainly, like at all ages spaces, right? No one would be allowed to drink. Like you'd have crusty kids drinking,
Yeah.
but like not the hardcore kids. But in the tough guy scene, it was like, yeah, no, these motherfuckers drink, smoke weed,
Yeah. Yeah.
do crazier shit. Like it was a lot more grown up kind of vibe too.
Definitely more grown up. But I don't know, the Wilkes-Barre scene, both sides. Well, the DIY side was like almost entirely straight edge, from what I remember. And the tough guy side was pretty straight edge as well. But there was definitely more non-straight edge element. But yeah, yeah, I agree.
After that, we had, I guess I should also mention some passings that we had this year too, because we had a lot of sad
Mhm.
passings. Al Brill passed away, Clem Burke passed away, and then Sasha Jenkins also passed away.
Mhm.
All people that had been on the show and friends of the show and people that I like really outside of doing this thing really respected. And so it's condolences to all the family and friends, and it's really sad to lose them. And I'm just really grateful I got a chance to have these conversations with these people because these are yeah, like legends, especially in terms of like Sasha Jenkins, like someone who
Yeah.
like it just I think you have to be like a fan of so much culture to understand how impactful he was on so much shit.
Yeah, he was a dot connector, man, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And that Ego Trip book of Rapless to me
Mhm.
is the greatest music book. I love that book so much. Do you have original Ego Trips?
I have one or two, but they're so fucking expensive, man.
And they never ever show up.
No. And they were hard to get back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
like I was aware of them, but I never was able to buy one, and I was buying rap magazines when Ego Trip was out. Whereas like on the go, I was able to get that, but Ego Trip never really showed up for me for some reason.
Yeah, it must have had micro press runs and they never really took that Larry Flint check to get
Yeah,
like Big
yeah.
Brother or Film Threat eventually did.
I would see like the UK like hip hop connection. I would see
Yeah.
that way more than I saw, or even like
Big
Fat Lace, like
Big
Big
Daddy.
Daddy. I
Yeah.
saw Big Daddy way more
Yeah.
than yeah. Like, it's really weird. Yes, they must have had shit distribution.
I think that's what brought sunk them, right? Like
Yeah,
they had issues with their publisher or the distribution thing and it's just because it is like one of the greatest magazines of
yeah.
all time.
It's sick. Yeah.
Did they ever do an anthology of all the issues or anything?
No,
Fuck, that would be amazing.
I know.
They did that with Big Brother, right? Eventually, I think there's a Big Brother book like
There's a
that.
Big Brother book. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that it's a straight anthology though.
Okay, I guess it would take a lot of pages to do a straight anthology.
Yeah, there was a lot of Big Brothers actually.
And not like so much of ads in those things too. Like, would you reprint the ads? Probably
Yeah.
not. I wish they did, but I don't think they
Yeah,
would.
you probably wouldn't be able to. I don't know. I don't know how that works. When you pay for an ad, is it yours forever?
Yeah, I don't know. In perpetuity, like, would you always have that ad in there? I guess when they reprint comic books, sometimes they reprint the ads, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So,
So,
okay.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There are probably some companies that you wouldn't want to advertise anymore. There's probably like some like ads for records, PDD records, like a lot of records that you don't want to advertise for right now. Um, after that, speaking of great magazines, was Martin Kendall Wong from the legendary Giant Robot magazine.
Yeah.
Another one that I would put on that list of great magazines, slightly later era, but exposed me to so much shit. Like such a cool, um, cool kind of cultural outlet. Like we've talked about this before, the glory period for the American magazine was certainly like the late '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I loved Giant Robot.
Was Vice the last? I know there's boutique stuff now, like Cream's obviously fantastic. There's like a lot of cool magazines now, but like
Mhm.
was Vice the last of the great magazines to still be published from that era?
Probably. I mean, Mass Appeal was in the mix with Vice.
Yeah, Mass Appeal was fantastic.
Fader, although I don't really rate Fader.
Yeah, it felt like it was never really meant for me. And
Yeah.
and I feel like with sorry, my son's asked me to flip his laundry. Um I think with Mass Appeal, like it was just like that felt like perfect, like someone was like writing something from my imagination or something.
Yeah, the Fader when the Fader first came out, it was supposed to be a like super DJ oriented
Hmm.
magazine, hence the name. And the first issue, I remember getting it when it came out, and it definitely was very DJ oriented. But they, right after, they switched it up.
Do you remember that magazine Raygun?
Yeah, Raygun is awesome.
It was
Uh,
impossible to read.
yeah, because it was just super graphic design heavy, but Raygun rocks, man. And they those go for money too.
I can imagine like a lot of this stuff. I was talking to Chris O'Toole about this earlier. Like a lot of paper goods, like we were saying, like no one holds on to this shit.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these magazines were returned to the distributors with the magazine cover torn off and then disposed of. So,
The magazine I look out well, another one that I used to buy back in the day that I wish I still had issues was Trace. Do you remember Trace magazine?
oh yeah.
It was like kind of like a UK based urban magazine, but
Hmm.
it had mostly US content. But that and also do you remember I mean, I guess you guys probably didn't have it, but there was a MTV magazine called Blah Blah Blah.
No.
And that is really cool. And I want to get some issues of that.
I'd love to get some issues of Dirt, Spike Jones's magazine.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd love to complete my Grand Royal run.
Hmm.
I know I'm missing a couple of there, and more Big Brothers would be amazing to try and find. Obviously, like
Yeah.
the other stuff we
There's
mentioned.
another skate magazine called Strength. Have you ever heard of that?
It was strength kind of blue, a blue font on the cover.
It had different
Okay,
logos
I'm picturing
for
a blue
everyone,
font for it, but then
but it
maybe
had a lot of hip hop and music stuff. I think there was like a Texas is the Reason interview, a lot of Wu Tang stuff. Yeah, so Strength was really good. I have some issues of that.
oh, fuck, I'm trying to remember the name of the magazine. There was a magazine that came out in like the mid '90s, and it was like marketed for bad kids,
Hmm.
and you could buy it at like like the drugstore, and it was a glossy magazine, and like that's where I first read a review of Rancid's Let's Go
Wow.
and bought it like after I read it. There was like articles about how to blow up the toilet system in your school. Like it was like this weird fucking magazine that
Huh.
but they must have been like 4 or 5 issues, maybe more. And I
Was
used to
it? Do you
love that
think it
thing.
was only Canadian?
No, I think it was an American magazine.
Huh. Okay. We'll have to do some research and
Yeah,
find
I
out what
gotta
it
figure out what
was.
this thing was, and I of course did not hold on to issues of it, unfortunately. But
Do you remember Flux?
yeah, I do remember Flux, but I don't think I ever had any issues of it.
I had it when I was a kid. It was like very video game heavy, but it also had comics, magazines, and it was like Image Comics era. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
that's what I'm thinking of. Did they do music in it too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Is it called? Maybe it was called Flux.
maybe.
Did it have like put a fish under the tiles at your school and like pranks
Yeah,
like that?
dude. Yeah, like under the tile of
Yeah,
the. Yes, that was
that's
Flux.
it. That's the fun.
Yeah,
I've been thank you. I've been wondering what that magazine was for years.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
marketed as a magazine for bad kids.
yeah. I
Or
had that issue. Yeah, I
oh,
remember
that magazine I would love to get issues of.
that.
And then Mojo Collections issue number 1, I would love to
Mm.
track down, but I've never seen a
Why?
copy of
What's
it.
up with that one?
Mojo Collections was like this magazine they did 6 issues of, and
Okay.
it was like it was like the Mojo PhD program. Like they would get
Okay.
like one issue had Thurston Moore making a mixtape, one had Marky Smith making a
Hmm.
mixtape, one had Nick Cave making them a mixtape. They had articles about White House in there. They
Yeah.
had articles about like other really random 45s and like it was just like fantastic. Way too good to last, but I've never seen issue number 1, which
Interesting.
which I think I'm trying to remember what's in issue number 1, but great. I love those old issues of Mojo's too. Like
Yeah, Mojo was awesome.
the one where they go and meet Rocky Erickson, and it's before the
Yeah.
Rocky Erickson kind of comeback period, and it's describing this sort of ultimately pretty depressing scene and talking to him for the first time. Like, oh, I don't know. I've fallen back in love with books over the holidays. Like, I got some books for gifts, and
Hmm.
so I've been reading a lot more, and I guess that's led to this also magazine nostalgia too.
I'm always nostalgic for magazines for sure.
Yeah, like I wish there was like there's a magazine store in Toronto, but it's all new stuff. Like it doesn't really focus on
Yeah.
the old stuff, which I would probably be really inclined to want to spend too much money on. I got a Grand Royal issue number 1 this year from Emissions Records,
Damn. How much
and
was that?
I got it in trade, but I think I forget how much they had on it. $80, I think.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that's
we're
about right.
we're talking about it. It's crazy how much this paper stuff is going for now.
Yeah, it sucks.
I wanted to buy issue number 6 of Boiling Point, and Joint Custody had it up. And obviously, this is what it goes for because it's sold, but it was like $300, $250 or something.
That's crazy.
And I'm just I can't do it for zines that way yet
I
for
want
a
to
lot of reasons.
I want a schism like the first. I have the one with like the collage on the front,
Hmm.
but I want the first issue. Like
Yeah,
the Project X one.
I'd love to get the. I have a Project X 7 inch, but it's the one that
Yeah.
they sold at the Bold show with
Yeah,
the
that's what I
stamp.
have too. Yeah.
And but I would love, yeah, a complete one with the mag. I'd love to get
Yeah.
all the blood books. I've got a few of the blood books, but I'd
Yeah.
love to get the rest of them.
Yeah, I don't have the first one.
Uh, the zine wise, there's yeah, tons of zines, but I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
zines are like it's easier to have records on your want list.
Yeah, I know, man. Zines are hard to find.
Yeah,
And they get
but
trashed.
they get trashed, and even like even finding ones with like the covers ripped off or the back page missing sometimes because the staples didn't hold the back page. It's like it's not an easy game being a zine collector.
No.
The episode after Jensen Ward was the Red Cross documentary Spectacular,
Yeah.
where Andrew Reich, as well as the McDonald Bros, returned to the show to talk about all sorts of stuff. Uh, to me, one of the most fascinating parts of the conversation was all the Quentin Tarantino stuff and the sort of like uh, fraught relationship they've had with Quentin Tarantino and how much inspiration he kind of took from them over the years. And I also love the story about Bill Bartell selling Madonna's garbage
Yeah, yeah.
in that episode, and Steve McDonald trying out for Zwan but not getting the gig.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, that was a great episode.
Fantastic. Those guys are the coolest of all time.
Yeah, they're
Have you
cool.
seen the documentary yet?
I still got to see it. I'm behind on music documentaries. I haven't seen the Harley one. I haven't seen that. I want to watch the Jeff Buckley one. I'm behind.
Yeah, the Jeff Buckley one I gotta watch too because um, I think Brooke, who was on the show, was like heavily involved in it and stuff.
Oh wow.
There's also like you heard that tape of Jeff Buckley covering the Bad Brains?
Yeah, yeah,
And so yeah, I got to see that thing. And
yeah.
then I heard they stream live debuted.
Wow.
Fuck, legendary. We got to celebrate this every year. May 16th
Damn.
is the day. Kurt Block from the Fastbacks was after that, which is a wild episode. Really cool guy.
Mhm.
Fastbacks being one of the greatest bands ever, but also someone who like has always been involved in producing different bands' records. Produced our friend Tony Molina's stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, Very cool dude. Very and a great episode too, talking about putting on the first Guns N' Roses show, putting a lot of punk stuff on that one too. Well worth the listen.
Yeah, I love Seattle lore and fastbacks are fucking awesome. So that was a great episode.
Seattle's like a really interesting scene
Y- Yeah.
to get in the history of, right? Like, and we've talked about it. I think we were talking about it the other day off air, like the relationship between the hardcore scene and the grunge scene there, and like the fact that a lot of the hardcore kids there didn't love Nirvana, didn't think it was
Yeah.
that important, didn't weren't into it. I find that very interesting. And Kurt's obviously not from that era of kids that didn't like Nirvana, but he's from the older school era. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy that there's like you go through those first wave of bands, and you've got the Tupperwares, which become the Screamers. El Duce is in that band briefly. The Telepaths, which is Nikki Sixx,
Mhm.
and Bill Rieflin, the drummer from Skinny Puppy and REM and all that. Rieflin, I'm sorry to fuck up his name. And he was also in the Blackouts. Then you've got like people that would go on to the Morbleys and all these sort of like Seattle punk bands too. Like it is such a small scene in the beginning, but oh my God, did everyone wind up doing something cool from that first wave?
Yeah.
Well, then it's the Ray Capo episode afterwards, which I don't know if Ray's going to come back on. I loved it, but
No way.
I think a lot of people thought he might have been a little pissed off after the episode and maybe during the episode.
Yeah, you
Uh,
were telling me that. I didn't think so. I think he enjoyed it in a way and but I just think that I just think like that's not what he wanted to talk about. That's all. You
no,
know?
no.
Yeah.
It's also it's like uh it's like when you come on to Turn It a Punk, it's like and I know this can be an albatross for the show, but the format is so defined that I'm
Yeah.
going to force you to talk about this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Uh, and
I
then
mean,
we
he
had,
wants to talk about like the spirit and
yeah,
fucking
yeah, it's
probably
like,
like vaccinations and shit.
yeah, that's not Tope's territory. We're going to talk about MRR beef. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
That was the best part of the interview. You know what I mean? I like it was worth listening to just to hear his take on the MRR beef.
yeah, the MRR beef part was, I don't know, like it's such a defining part of my uh, growing up in hardcore.
Yeah.
The fear and the anger and vitriol toward Krishna that kind of stemmed from that issue with a lot of people in Toronto and just yeah, like I was very excited to get to talk to him about all this stuff. Like SSD, like I just find he is and I was never the biggest Youth of Today fan. Like I would say until I really started doing this podcast, I don't think I would ever describe myself as being a big Youth of Today fan. Weirdly, like
Really?
yeah, like they were like kind of low on my list of my favorite youth crew bands. Like I liked them.
Interesting.
I had
Yeah.
records by them. Like I still have tons of records by them.
Yeah.
But like I liked Judge more. I liked Chain of Strength more,
Okay.
Brotherhood, Unipride, even bands that sound
What?
just like Youth of Today. I know.
Okay.
I don't know why I was so. I think, you know what it was. I was at a CD store one time, and I had a record store or whatever, and I had that Youth of Today Live in Vienna CD,
Yeah.
and then I had something else really cool in my other hand. And I'm like looking in the back, I'm like, there's so many fucking songs on this, and they cover so many cool songs. And then I bought it, and it was like $25, $30 type
Yeah.
thing, right? And got it home and was just so fucking like it was my own fault for buying a live
Yeah.
record, but it was so bummed out on the
Yeah.
entire purchase that I think it just soured me to you the day for a long time. And then yeah, like now and especially doing the show, I appreciate them as being arguably the most important East Coast hardcore band of the late '80s, even more than the
Yeah.
Cro-Mags, I'd say weirdly.
I could see that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's funny that how that can happen to you. Like that kind of happened to me with Black Flag, like
Mm.
just getting the wrong stuff in the beginning.
I definitely with Black Flag too. I bought Process of Weeding Out as my first record, and
Yeah, mine was I Can See You on cassette.
yeah, you and me fucked up huge.
Yeah.
It was hard to find the good records back then by Black Flag though. You'd always find the shitty
Yeah.
ones
And it was
used or
also like like if my grandmother gave me $10 for the day or whatever, and I Can See You was an EP, I can get that for $6, and I
yeah,
have a couple bucks left over for a comic book. I'd get that instead of whatever Black Flag was, the first 4 years or whatever.
yeah, and then live
And
to
like
regret
also the
it.
first 4 years, like for some reason that was always like really expensive.
You're right, and there's not that many songs on it, and I was always kind of like, what? Should I buy this?
Yeah.
I think I had Everything Went Black first, maybe
Uh,
even two, and then went back and bought. No, I think I bought the first 4 years before I bought Everything Went Black. But
I feel like Everything Went Black was even expensive. Though there was those were the ones where like the tapes were like $12 for some reason.
yeah,
You
SST
know?
stuff here was always crazy expensive. It was always
Yeah.
treated like it was like a foreign import somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird in America. It was like that too. Like
It
it's
was. It was. I don't know why.
because of dickhead music industry bullshit. Anyway,
Yeah.
I
I
skipped
don't
a
know.
I skipped a bunch of episodes, but I don't know if you listened to any of these ones. Dax Riggs from Acid Bath.
Damn, did I listen to that? I don't think I did. And
It mi-
I'm an Acid Bath fan too.
it might be the most awkward published episode ever of Turn It a Punk. There's been some awkward ones that have not been published, but this one's a and it was great. We talked for like another 45 minutes off recording. You know, he's just
Hmm.
asking me about different bands to check out. Like, but the vibe on the show is like
Hmm.
it's sludgier than an Acid Bath record at times. And no disrespect to him, like it's probably my fault for just like not finding that way in. Because as I say, afterwards we talked for another 45 minutes. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, it definitely. I think, and we're gonna get to the other one later on, but New Orleans sludge core gave me the best and the most awkward episode of this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Bob Mould came back to the show after that. Great to talk to Bob Mould. Probably, probably like one of my favorite songwriters of all time. Like I was going to say my favorite songwriter of all time, but he's like right up there. Like I love Husker Du, love the solo stuff, love Sugar,
Hmm.
but also, my God, can that guy talk about wrestling?
Yeah, man.
He's like a deep head
He
and
is.
a truly cool person. Speaking of cool people, after that was Gary Top, the godfather of Toronto punk. I don't know if you listened to that one, Woj.
I didn't listen to that one.
Can't
No.
imagine being high on the list, but put
No.
on the first punk shows ever in Toronto. Put on shows before that. Crazy Bob Dylan story about seeing Bob Dylan before the first record came out in New York.
Wow.
A lot of cool stories. Stories about getting Screamers demo tapes from them sending him demos to. So, because he booked the Screamers. The Screamers played fucking Toronto on
That's
Halloween.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
No record. Flew them up
Yeah.
here to play 2 nights. And I don't know. Maybe they played New York. I don't think I've seen a flyer for that ever.
I feel like they played Max's. I don't know.
Nah, is there a flyer for that? I don't know if I've seen that. Maybe I'm now someone's going to probably point that out to me, and I'm going to be
No, you're
humiliated.
probably right. I don't know.
The but like he's got a great book. That's the thing. Sometimes these episodes tend to be a little Toronto centric,
Hmm.
and I feel like people are like, I don't know if I can relate to this Toronto stuff, but his
Yeah.
book, He Hijacked My Brain, is fantastic, and like the ephemera this guy has, and like doing crazy jazz shows as well, like crazy punk shows, all sorts of music, and wound up being like one of the sort of main competitions for the big corporate promoters that came in for a long time. Anyway, interesting dude. Did we talk about Jim Ward from Sparta? I think I talked. Did I talk about that?
I don't think so. No.
He was on the show. First time I met Jim, I saw At the Drive-In play with Fat Day, Second Coming, and Capitalist Casualties at the Gilman.
Damn.
Crazy show.
Yeah.
Uh, I went up to Jim after the show in typical Punisher style. Said I wanted to buy a CD, and I think the CD was like $12, and I only had 10.
Hmm.
I was a few dollars short, but Jim just gave me the CD for free, which allowed me to buy pizza after the show,
Nice.
and was super cool back then to me, and is still super cool. A wild episode for the dangers of success, for
Mm.
talking about that, and he straight up says that if uh, At the Drive-In hadn't broken up the first time when they did, someone in the band would have died, probably him, because they were just like burning too hot and just too self-destructive, and it was just.
They were like partying like that?
I think it was like I think there was a little bit of that. I think it's also like the punk rock guilt thing. Like
Huh.
if you're trying to do this and hold on to that sort of like DIY ethic or some side of that thing, I think the industry just eats you alive. Like we talked about this with the Kurt Cobain thing, and
Yeah.
maybe I overplay the effects of that on him, but I do feel like the loss of community that you kind of experienced back then, like it's changed so much, right? Like
Hmm.
there now I think you're starting to see people kind of have a backlash to turnstile, but for the longest time it felt like just about everybody was on board with the whole
Yeah,
thing.
for sure.
Whereas back then, a lot of hate towards any band that tried to leave the rec center.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And it wasn't even like, you know what's weird is like I feel like it wasn't even like a punk rock thing. It was just like I don't even know. Like it was just like kind of like what it was. Do you know what I'm saying? Like like in the early and mid 90s, like it wasn't even like selling out, like wasn't even a punk specific to punk. It was just like being cool.
Yeah, it was like you're right because Timothy Leary, what was his name? What's a comedian? Dennis Leary.
Dennis
No, not
Leary,
Dave.
yeah.
Dennis Leary, but
No, the the blonde one
I'm an
from,
asshole. I'm an
yeah, yeah.
asshole. Yeah, that
The
guy.
Boston guy.
Yeah, like he had that vibe. Like don't sell out. Like it's you're right. It was like a very
Yeah.
mainstream kind of thing at a certain point. Yeah, like the idea of
Yeah.
like selling out and betraying. Like yeah, you're right. It was bigger than punk at that point.
Yeah, like you didn't like have to come from the fucking punk scene to feel weird about quote unquote selling out. Yeah, it's weird. It's a very 90s thing.
Yeah, because I think we're all so much more corporately involved now,
Yeah,
right? Like the
definitely.
it's just changed so much. So and that which is not to say there's not people that still feel this way about this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but it just changed a lot from back then where I think you would be isolated by
Yeah.
your peers and
And even if you do feel that way, there's kind of like nothing you could fucking do about
no,
it. You know?
no, you have to kind of just deal with assholes and you like that's the thing about being popular. Like the more popular you get, the more assholes have to like your band.
Yeah. But
Like there's
even just outside of music, like if you're a person that wants to live outside of like supporting like fucking corporations, but if you want to have a job, it's fucking impossible. You
impossible.
wake
Yeah.
up, you have to get on a fucking Zoom meeting. Who owns Zoom? Then you have to fucking send your files on Dropbox. Who owns Dropbox? You know, like just every fucking thing.
Everything.
You
Your
know, if you have to
phone.
Uber to work, you know, like everything is fucking corporate. You know,
Yeah, it's definitely like
it's to the point where like the music industry is like the fucking least of the evils of the fucking world. Like, who gives a shit? You know?
yeah, there's definitely like way it seems so quaint to be upset at a band for for signing to a major label now.
Yeah,
It's like, man, bring me back. Bring me
yeah.
back to the good old days where you could just hate a band because uh but yeah, yeah, Jim's a super cool dude and that was like a obviously like a fun episode to get to do with him and another episode that a lot of people have written me as being one of their favorite episodes.
Hmm.
Afterwards, it was an episode which might be one of my favorite episodes of this year, which is Michael Bishop from Guar on the show, who has an incredible lefty story on that episode, as well as just he's interesting because he's in Guar, but then he's also in touch and go style bands
Hmm.
afterwards, and kind of like part of that side of the scene, and was able to kind of talk about the history of sort of like Richmond punk and the honor roll and honor roll's like one of those bands that I love their records, unbelievable records, but anyone who saw them live said they were the best band from that time period in that place.
I don't know anything about them.
Fantastic band. They were I guess like what's the first 7 inch? Let me plug it into
What kind of what do they sound like?
kind of like melodic-y hardcore, but like in an 80s sense of what like melodic hardcore is.
Okay.
Um they eventually signed to I think Merge put out some records like reissues later on,
Oh wow.
but they might have been on Dutchy Cindy, I'm pretty sure. I'm just calling them up right now. Saying there we go. Honor Roll. Yeah, it started in 85 and broke up in 89. And they are the band that anyone from that time period kind of credits as being the sort of the key band from that era. Kind of they
Yeah.
get labeled as post punk, but it's like to me it's just hardcore.
You know what? Dutch East, Homestead, I'll even say Caroline. Those kind of like 80s subsidiary labels are so interesting, and no one like they're like fucking mysterious, and you know what I mean? Like, they're so weird.
Yeah. Dutchy Cindy, there should be a documentary about because you look through that roster. So Gerard Cosloy, right, was like the head of A&R for the longest time, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
and you look at that roster of bands, and you don't. No one gives them credit for it, but my God, that's like the fucking greatest list of bands ever.
Yeah.
He's such a good ear for music,
I feel like
and
there's other 80s labels like that too. Like what the hell is like IRS?
IRS was uh, Miles Copeland, Stuart
Mm.
Copeland from the Police's brother.
Yeah.
IRS is fascinating. There's a great book that Miles Copeland put out, but the rub on the label is a lot of people thought it was a CIA psyop
CIA. Yeah,
because
yeah.
their dad founded the CIA,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, like the book is fantastic. His book
Huh.
is a real interesting kind of look at that label. There's a great story that he told when he was on the podcast about having Billy Zoom in trying to sign X. And
Mm.
Billy Zoom listened to his whole pitch and just getting up at the end being like, we're not going to be part of some fucking CIA psyop and storms out. And he's like, if we were a CIA psyop, they would have paid me better. But yeah, you're right. There's like a lot of like weird, cool, like kind of majors. Like Caroline's fascinating.
Yeah.
I always heard that Caroline was like a minor league farm league team for, is it Virgin or Sony?
Something. Yeah, something like that. That's what I've heard too.
And allegedly the Smashing Pumpkins records were like they were paid for by the major label and kind of put there for indie cred.
Hmm.
As we said, selling out was a big deal back then. You needed that indie
Yeah,
cred.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, those first couple Smashing Pumpkins records, they weren't ready for a major anyway. So I believe it, but I don't know.
I've also heard the same as we argued much about on a previous episode with the Creation Records and Oasis thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That was a P&D deal too.
yeah, yeah.
Well, a band that was definitely never near the corporate side of the music industry in the 90s is Mouse from Dystopia was on the next episode. Dystopia and Acid Bath. It's interesting because like the podcast numbers on for most of the episodes kind of remains the same,
Yeah.
no matter what the platform is, within a range. Mouse from Dystopia and the Acid Bath episode are by far the most listened to episodes on YouTube.
Yeah.
They've got like Dystopia and Acid Bath have had a massive rediscovery, but it feels like a lot of it kind of has come from YouTube rediscovery for people.
Hmm.
Certainly with Acid Bath, like there's a whole fan base that I had no idea existed prior to doing that episode.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like some TikTok shit. Same with Dystopia.
Yeah. Dystopia too, though, it feels like Dystopia is also like a graphic
Yeah.
thing that's kind of happened, like the Motorhead shirt from way back in the day.
Hmm.
And yeah, the episode was fun. Crazy stories about playing the infamous Spiderland Acres up here in Toronto, which was like the crusty Olympics. And
I listened to the episode. I don't remember anything from it though.
he talked about that. There's also the Save Ferris connection in the band.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's the first guy who I think has ever been on the show that saw my Christian band obsession, the Lifesavers.
The Lifesavers.
Yeah. They were like Michael Knott, I believe, is the game of the guy who's in the band. They also have a band called the Altar Boys. And it's like killer Christian punk from the
Huh.
early 80s. And they have a Kill by Death single that goes for a bit of money. And then all the LPs came out on like Christian labels. So there's like a lot of them, I guess, pressed, and so they show up. I've gotten all of my copies of his stuff in thrift stores, like dollars, like by the pound kind of, you know,
Interesting.
record stores. But they, and I think for Christian music, he's like the Joe Strummer almost. Like he's the badass of the Christian rock world. I might be
Okay.
completely miscontextualizing this, but he smokes cigarettes and all this kind of stuff. And this was like their punk band. They have a record called Us Kids or US Kids. That's like a concept record, and oh, it's phenomenal.
Huh.
Yeah, really worth getting. But he saw him live, Mouse from Dystopia.
Wow.
They're one of those groups that I've brought up many times over the years, and very rarely do people bite back having seen them. Uh, then we had Tim Singer from Dead Guy on the show. Dead Guy have had a huge comeback this year.
Hmm.
I would say they're probably bigger than they've ever been.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they were a they were a big deal in the Victory age. That their T-shirt was very popular.
They were, but Tim left
Yeah, yeah,
after that first LP. I think if he
yeah.
had stayed to the next LP, would they have been one of the biggest bands from that 90s period?
Maybe. Yeah.
Because
Good
Fixation
question.
on a Coworker, everyone fucking freaked out for.
Yeah.
And then they switched up the sound for the next EP, obviously with a new singer, and it became a kind of a different band. But I feel like he stays in that band, maybe not Neurosis kind of level, but would they be kind of like in that conversation?
Possibly.
Anyway, a classic.
That was a great episode. Lots of youth crew talk.
Yeah.
You know.
He kind of invented that aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like the visual aesthetic, the font choice, the picture on the
Yeah,
shirt
like
style.
him and Al between him and Alex for sure.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like him talking about making like the Burn logo was cool and the Burn 7-inch cover.
He took photos in like Blood, Sweat, No Tears.
Yeah, he has a lot. He has crazy photos.
Crazy photos. I guess the book is finally coming out too.
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
there's been a lot of movement on the Boiling Point book. So I hope they have issue 6 in there.
yeah. The bum out issue.
The bum out issue. Issue 5's kind of got like a bit of a bum out
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
But then like people write really pissed off in issue 6 about issue 5.
yeah, yeah.
I love that. If there was an issue 7, could you imagine what the letter section would have been like?
Oh my God.
After that was Kyle Mooney from Saturday Night Live on the show.
Hmm.
Uh, Still don't really have a handle on the show. Like I don't know if it was a bit or if he was being earnest or what. Like the record's very bizarre like that, where it's a funny record, but I think it's very serious topics on the record that he's trying to do.
Yeah, it's about like being humiliated in middle school, right?
Yeah, yeah, and like really leaning in on it, and yeah. Well, why don't we wrap it up with this one, and we can continue the wrap up on the next episode,
Okay.
ending with the most surprising episode of the year for me, Dave Davies from the Kinks being on the podcast.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
It was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I just and I went back and I think I like the Kinks. I think I put the Kinks above the Who now on my list of 60s bands.
I can see that. I was thinking about the Who yesterday, and they're kind of not aging. They're like kind of falling by the wayside, right?
I don't know. Like they're my favorite. Like I like them more than the Beatles and the Stones. But I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's too bombastic and too I don't know, there's just something about it. Whereas and I think the Who and the Kinks you can make the argument either way, but like both of them have such deep catalogs. Like they go
Yeah.
the Kinks, it's crazy when you go through those records and you're like, oh my God, like every record's got so many hits on it.
Hmm.
And because they never really made it, they always had to kind of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not like the Stones where after a certain point you can tell they're just kind of coasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the shock that he wanted to come on the show, and then it turned out to be good.
Yeah.
And
It
also
was.
the John Wayne Gacy story.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Should we get to our 3 things?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. My first thing is a 1966 issue of Life with Batman on the cover.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a famous cover.
Yeah. The inside isn't very cool. It's just the cover is really cool.
Yeah.
Even the Batman article kind of sucks, but it's just like really cool to have. And it has a cool Coke ad on the back for all my soft drink enthusiasts. But yeah, this one is for my friend Brian, who's a newfound Batman fan.
You should frame
So
that too, though. That's like a
yeah,
perfect for framing.
I keep it in a like a those like plastic, like hard plastic comic cases. I have a big one that I keep this in,
That's very cool.
and I'll probably frame it eventually. But are you a fan of the '60s Batman series?
Oh, I watched every episode. Like as a kid, it
Hmm.
was that and then the Green Hornet alternating every day.
Oh wow,
And
I
we'd
never
watch
messed
it.
with the Green Hornet.
There's a crossover episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I was definitely not as much a fan of the Green Hornet as I was Batman, but I did love the Green Hornet back then. I've not gone
Oh,
back and revisited the Green Hornet. Um, did watch that not so great Green Hornet movie when it came out,
oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
and then it was truly soured for me when they made Okada dress as Okado and be the Kato from Green Hornet and TNA. Like the greatest wrestler of this era, and they have him be. And it was also like 6 years, 4 years after that, the Seth Rogen movie had come out, so it wasn't even
Weird.
timely.
Yeah.
It-
Why did they do that?
Racism? I don't know. Like
Yeah.
there's not like a lot of reason to do that to poor Okada, but I think that also Okada did that and then went back to Japan and became the biggest star
Yeah.
of that era in Japan. So who showed them?
Yeah.
Vince Russo. Who's laughing now?
Fucking idiot.
Fucking idiot. So you've heard of cryptocurrency, but have you heard of Matty Matheson currency?
Whoa.
This is a Matty Matheson. I don't know. I think it cost me like $5 for this thing, but this was the currency they used at Maddie Fest to buy your food, and I wound up with one left over. So I had thought this was years ago that they did the Maddie Fest, right? 2017, I think, and it was
Uh-huh.
like Maddie Matheson's culinary music festival. Descendants played, and I don't remember anyone else who played, but I know the
Wow.
Descendants definitely played.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like it was a crazy event. It was like it was weird though because I think that's when I kind of was like, oh yeah, Maddie's got like a whole. It's not like Maddie's old fan base, which were all kind of kids from this culture. It's like
Hmm.
just normals that like food,
Yeah.
and so there was almost like a bit of a disconnect between the food portion of the event and the music portion of the event, at least as I felt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. Could you hold that up to the screen? I think that art is from this kid Chris Wilson.
Okay.
He lives in Wilkes-Barre now, but he's from where the hell is he from?
Up here.
No, he's from New Orleans, I think. He
Oh.
sang in the did he sing in the band Ikulu, the hardcore band? But yeah, he's a sick artist and a good dude and a hardcore guy. Um and he's a tattoo artist now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his art.
I've definitely it definitely was a well used coin that day. It might even say that. I'm looking at it now. It's got a credit on it, or it's got some text on it. Oh, I can't read that. That's way too small. Anyway, I will trade that for 1,000,000 Bitcoin. So if anyone wants to do a currency exchange, I'm ready
A
for you.
million Bitcoin? I mean,
Yeah, that's
you
where
know,
like he's a huge star, dude. Have you seen the bear?
he has a new show, I think, about to come out too, like a reality show.
Yeah, he's got a new food reality hybrid show that's going to be insane. That's about to drop that they've been working on for a very long time, but it's gonna be wild. I think it's on Netflix.
I'll watch that. I like food shows.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm intrigued to see what it's like too because it seems like it's gonna be a really unique take on that kind of show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
In
think
the
it's
trailer I saw, it showed like some kind of like interest, like some frictions and breakdown, like meltdowns happening and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah,
like I don't know. Like I've heard some weird things about. Like I'm intrigued to see what it like. I don't say weird in a bad way. I mean just like interesting things about like what kind of show it is. Like really different. So
okay.
okay, what's your number two?
My number two is we were showing some original comic art, and this isn't a comic page, but it's art from a comic artist. This is a little Pete Bag drawing.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's
Pete,
sick.
Pete Bag from Hate. It's just like a kid looking at a little candy bar. I don't
I love
know.
that. Where'd you buy that
It
off him or?
No, I just got it off eBay for really cheap, and he's one of my favorite artists, and I wanted a piece of art from him, and it's so random and weird, but it's just cool to have it. It's in the, I got to get a better frame for it, but
Do you do you follow Dummy Zine on Instagram?
yeah, yeah, I do.
Those Peter Bagg, Daniel Klaus tour flyers are fucking amazing. They've been posting.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. I tried to bootleg the hate ball shirt once, and I took pre-orders for it, and I got zero orders, so I didn't make it. And they're remaking it now.
Wow. Yeah, it's almost like it's such a, like a niche
Yeah,
market that I guess if you're tapped into that market, like or though that world, but unfortunately, the world we're tapped into doesn't have as
it's not
cool
a cross.
tastes.
Yeah, there's not like a crossover there.
Yeah,
There's certain people, there's certain heads, but yeah,
not on mass. Okay,
no,
number two. This is the acetate for the Integrity Septic Death covers record
sick.
on Blood Book. I traded this off Colin Tappy years ago. At one point, someone thought it was the ringworm acetate, but it is no, it is the Integrity
Did you
acetate.
play it?
I have not played this one.
Mm.
I've played. I have an acetate from the '60s that I've played, um, but this one I'm like, I have it. Like a couple other versions of the 7 inch.
Yeah.
I should have brought all of them over, but anyway, I've got like so I'm just like I'll listen to the the
I would play it.
non-destroyed
I would
one.
play it once though.
I kind of want to play it once, but just like maybe make sure I've got like a brand new needle, brand new
Yeah.
stylus, and have a tape going just so I can tape it as well. Like there's a lot of ritual involved in playing the acetate, I feel.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't own any acetates.
I just bought a slow motions one the other day at
Mm.
Emissions Records. But yeah, I have a couple acetates. I have a few lathe cuts as
Mm.
well. Not a huge number, but
I
yeah.
have everything but the girl test press that's kind of weird looking and thick. I wonder if it's a lathe
Does it
or
feel like
something.
almost metal?
It might. I need to get it out. It might. Yeah, I know. Like an acetate is like metal covered in
Yeah,
acetate,
and it's got
right?
that weight
Yeah.
to it. Like when you hold them
Yeah.
up, it's like heavier and kind of like yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
probably is. Like they feel colder too than a record, I find.
Mm.
Like even through the sleeve.
Okay. All right, we'll go record for a record. Here is a record that's so cool that I own three copies of it. It is the Abdullah the Butcher
Oh,
45.
are they all different?
Nah, they're all the same. It's
Or you're
hold
like
on.
that dude that only collects the wide awake 7 inch.
Yeah. I don't know. I just every time I see one come up for a good price, I grab it because it's just so cool. Here's the back cover.
Does he sing on this one?
He like
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
it's like and the label is even cool too.
Oh, that is cool.
It's like, like kind of like disco hustle kind of music.
Yeah.
And it's just him going like, I'm Abdullah the Butcher. I'm crazy. I'm gonna get ya. Ah, I like to hurt people like that. It's fucking dope.
That's awesome.
I think there's like a promo 12-inch like white label version of it with like a cool like kind of like photocopied looking cover, but that one I've seen is really expensive. But this one, I think the most I've seen it go for is like around 200, but you could get it if you just like keep looking for it, you could get it for like fucking $40,
Damn.
So when I see them around that price, I grab them and I'll keep getting them. I'll get a whole stack of these bad boys.
And then you're gonna be just like that wide awake dude.
Yeah,
Where was
and
that?
I'll be cooler than him.
Who made that video about the wide awake dude? Because there was a video, right? Like, who would
Yeah.
have done that? Because it was like pre. I can't see Vice doing it.
I don't know. I don't remember.
And where would we have watched it? Because it wouldn't have been on YouTube.
Yeah, it wasn't on like shit, I don't know. I don't know what that was on. I only like vaguely remember it.
Yeah, I've got vague recollections of it too, and just like his crazy wide awake 7 inch collection.
I mean, the wide awake 7 inch is so fucking cool looking. So I get it.
It's cool looking, but like part of me would be like at a certain point, like enough. But I guess I don't like here you are with three Abdul the Butcher 7 inches. So
Yeah, can you blame me though?
well, my third item, I'm going to go records again too, but this is less about the records and more about the story about where I got them. I have not bought very many records in the last few years, as you know, Woj. So like, or this year in particular.
Hmm.
Um, but the other day I was recording and I saw on like TikTok this like thing for the sandwich shop up the street from my where we're recording that had this crazy vegan sandwich. Went up there, sandwich was amazing. And then walking back to the studio, and this is like in my neighborhood. There's not a lot of cool record store type things in this neighborhood. It's like very much like a residentially type neighborhood thing.
Hmm.
Uh, Went to this convenience store and walk in the convenience store, and they've got like a box of records, and they're like $5 each. And it's just like a normal convenience store, not a hip convenience store, just like, and I'm like,
Weird.
so I start going through and I find this LP, the Razorbacks LP, right? Which
Wow.
is a Canadian rockabilly band, kind of, they had minor hits here. They had a TV special on CBC at one point.
Huh.
So this guy was my dad's, Don, super nice dude, my dad's ex-wife's ex-boyfriend, who my dad remained friends with
Whoa.
afterwards. Really cool guy, major record collector. But then this is the weirdest shit. They also had this version of the record,
Whoa.
which I had never seen before. This is on a major label, and this is on the independent label, which is the copy. Everything about this record is the exact same, but they've added a new member and changed their outfits. And on the back, changed where it talks about them being three little piggies to being four little piggies.
Huh.
This would have fucked me up. If I had seen this, I would have totally thought it was like a Mandela effect
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Shazam or whatever.
there's no way they were a four piece. There's no way. The other records that they had there, they had a lot of cool stuff. I should go back and grab more. This Smithsonian collection LP with complete with the booklet. This record, the guy's like, oh, this goes for like $125 on eBay. And I'm like, really? And it does go for like $120. This is a little bit beat up.
Oh.
$5. The guy's like, yeah, it's $5.
What?
And it's like a Hong Kong actor, pop star guy.
Huh.
I didn't know what it was because there was obviously no listening post
Yeah.
for the stuff. And then there's this record, which is a Greek movie soundtrack, but it's got like a very popular kind of hit song from that time period. Kind of cool, like alternative-ish type stuff.
What's the guy holding in his hand?
It's like a 2x4, but I think he's like doing it like air guitar.
Okay, yeah.
And then the wildest thing was this, though. E.T. Mensa's All For You, which is, I think, one of the first African High Life reissues that anyone did from 86 in England.
Oh, wow.
But just to find these in a fucking convenience store for $5 each was shocking. And the guy apparently is going to get more records in. I'm like, are you going to get 45s in? He's like, are those the little ones? I'm like, yeah. He's like, we didn't think people wanted the little ones. Do you want the little ones? I'm like, definitely. So they're going to be bringing in some little ones for me too.
Where is he getting them from?
I have no fucking clue. Because like everything's in decent enough shape and is also like the other stuff they had, a lot of like Canadian kind of like alternative country, but like rockabilly kind of era stuff or reissues of 50s records and things like that. Like someone clearly had a collection of some sort.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, I have no idea. They also had an autographed Drake LP.
Weird.
Yeah. And the guy's like, this is going to be a little bit more. So I didn't bother to ask, but then I should maybe go back and buy the autographed Drake LP.
I don't know. I don't think that's worth anything anymore, dog.
Not to you. It's still gold in Canada.
Yeah, I guess.
He's still beloved up north.
All the Crodies.
Do you have another one? I got another one.
I think that's all I got for tonight,
Okay,
but
we'll
go
save it
ahead.
for next week.
Yeah, all right.
We'll save it for next week then. We should probably check the chat because there's some people firing off things.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Who's got beef?
No one's got, hell yeah, welcome back. Hi. What's up, boys? Interviews are awesome. Always learn a lot and enjoy. I like Juxtapose Mag. Fuck, Juxtapose Mag is fucking amazing. Yes, absolutely. Thrasher Magazine, old Conan comics, right? Absolutely. And yeah. Fuck, I should bring more magazines next time. We do a whole show just about magazines, Woj.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I think that's it tonight, unless there's anything else you want to do, or do you have anything going on this week, shows or anything?
No, I think I got a Cold World writing session. That's about it. We're writing for a new record, working on that.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Damn, look at that. Save it right for the end, the drop.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you one thing. I'm excited for that record. And this is going to be your entry to be on the brackets for the best band of the 2000s. Oh, no, maybe you can't be anymore because you're locked.
We're bracketed.
You're bracketed now. So no stakes on this one. You can just be completely free. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
All right, y'all. Peace.
And stop.